Hi, everyone.
Hey,
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, our darling viewers. Um, I hope y'all had a good day today. I did. I was wondering, what good radical or non-radical or just general positive things have you had happen in your lives lately? Before y'all tell me yours, I want to tell y'all mine. Sometimes I get messages from like viewers of mine, which I love, as long as they're coherent and intelligent. As long as they're coherent, period. They don't even have to be intelligent, but I don't want annoying ass people like coming up to me and being like, "What do you think of blah blah blah?" And I'm like, "You need to think for yourself." Anyway, this gal messaged me and was like, "Hey Leah, like I've been growing out my body hair and I really love it so much. And I'm just wondering how you deal with comments because people say things to me like, no guy's ever gonna want to date you." And that just makes me want to do it even more. And I was like, that made me really happy. But so what about y'all? Good things that have happened recently.
I can go next if
go.
just to not give anybody an anxiety attack. So I've also been getting a lot of comments on my things, but I recently, the things that really go after my heart is when I get, like private messages either on Reddit or on Instagram from people, like they didn't just comment on my videos or something, which is a lot easier. They like went private message knowing that it was like a one-on-one thing. And that really warms my heart when I get messages like that. And I think I showed you guys the message that I got today from someone from Turkey, I believe. And I put it up on the chat and I read it and I was like, oh, that's really nice. When people say, like I'm also young and I never thought people that young could have ideas like that. And it does feel a little lonely, but hearing you makes me feel a little less lonely. And that's always really great because it's hard to be like in your early 20s and a radical because nobody seems to fucking care about these things.
Yeah. Yeah, you two are so lucky you're baby radicals. Like when I was your age, Ingrid and Sarah, I was still a fucking liberal zombie. So you're ahead of the game.
I was just gonna chime in about you guys being baby radical feminists. I was actually pregnant when I was Sarah's age. But how terrible, right? So I guess I will say that I had a pro-woman like positive female experience today. I had to take my daughter for some dental restoration for her front tooth because she like broke it like trying to cut her gum for her other front tooth, and it's been a kind of a long wait to get this done. And also I specifically requested a female surgeon. I got a female surgeon and a female resident, and I had like 3 female nurses, and the reception was female. Everything, it was like,
that's cool.
Mine lasted. It was like such a positive experience because I was surrounded by women all day long, and my baby was surrounded by women, and I am sure that like she was taking the utmost care. Like her mouth looks fantastic. She is in such good spirits now. She ate a ton. Like she finally went to sleep now, but like she slept a whole bunch during the day. She's got her good spirits about her. She's running around and I am just like so thrilled with the outcome. And I think that had I left it in the hands of a man, I would not have had such a positive experience. So that's my story.
Good. I'm glad that went well.
Thank you.
I haven't been having a good couple days or weeks or months, to be honest. So I'm struggling to think of something that positive about, I don't know.
It doesn't have to be anything huge. You can be like, I had a really delicious coffee this morning or something.
My coffee tasted like ass.
Or we can just you.
You know when coffee just tastes like vodka? You know when you accidentally put a bunch of
Yes.
vodka in your coffee and it just tastes
Unfortunately, I know what that's like.
just kidding. It just naturally tasted like vodka. It was disgusting. And that was anti-woman, to be honest. But
Yeah, that's pretty rude.
well, actually, the woman that I rent from just offered me some meatloaf, and even though I hate meatloaf, I took some, and it actually wasn't so bad.
Well, that was nice of her.
Here we go.
Yeah.
It was. Is it my turn to read the winning comment, the winning topic of what we're going to talk about?
Sure.
Okay. Well, so we're going to talk about male-identified women and how they harm fellow women / uphold patriarchy and possible ways they could be woken up. So this is a doozy topic here because I feel like I have a lot to say about this, and I know that you guys have a lot to say about it too. I will never get over the invention of the word hop.
That's great. That was iconic.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about how we used to hop and how we stopped hopping, right?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about our past lives of Hop-ery.
Oh my word. Okay.
Okay, so remember on Thursday I posted that video asking for like questions or comments or like stories or whatever for us to use.
Yeah.
For this episode. And there was a comment. I can't read it because I don't have it.
Oh,
was it called Hop-ery and Epidemic?
It was by the same person that left the initial comment, and so she said, how mothers cannot love and properly raise their children because they are dependent on a husband. For example, the mother refuses to believe the daughter was molested by the father's brother because then that would mean a breakdown of her own marriage, ending up in her being in poverty and a bad future for her child. And also, female friends who use you as a dumpster for their male troubles. They come to you with a problem from their man and rant, and you listen and give suggestions, but in the end, she doesn't do anything because male validation is more important than anything. Male puts his toxic shit on his girlfriend, then girlfriend comes to you to get rid of the toxic shit her boyfriend gave her. Been there. And feminists who insist, not my son, boyfriend, husband, dad.
Not my Nigels. Oh.
I know. The only Nigel is Nigel Thornberry. And even that.
Should we break that down? Like,
who's gonna break it down?
Can you read the first one again, honey?
Yeah. How mothers cannot love and properly raise their children because they are dependent on a husband. For example, the mother refuses to believe the daughter was molested by the father's brother because then that would mean a breakdown of her own marriage, ending up in her being in poverty and a bad future for her child. So I'll
Yeah. Okay. So that's, definitely. That's an expectation almost for women to remain in abusive marriages because of this idea that kids who grow up with single moms or without a dad grow up to be dysfunctional or have daddy issues, when it's been proven that kids who grow up with single moms are way better off than kids who grow up in a dysfunctional relationship. But yeah, the even the court system, I got a restraining order against my ex, and the judge, who was not a family court judge, and he shouldn't have been making this call at all. He should not have. He attached himself to this case because he identified with my ex, but he said that I was wrong for getting the restraining order against my husband, even though I was trying to protect myself, because the fact that he wasn't a danger to my children meant that I shouldn't really be trying to protect myself, I guess, in some way. Like, he should have access to his children more than I should protect myself. And then also, hold on a sec, restraining order. Oh, he had 2 different lawyers over the course of this. First set of lawyers sent me letter after letter after letter trying to negotiate living situations whereby he would live in this house half the week and I would live in this house half the week. And I'm like, where am I supposed to go the other half of the week? This is my home. Like, I bought this house when I was 23, turning 24, because I was pregnant with my kid. And this guy came along when I was 28. And he managed to get himself on my title, and I paid off $45,000 of his debt.
No, but that's just super common. I've heard of that. I can't tell you how many times I've heard of that happening, where like a child goes to the mother and tells her some inappropriate shit is happening, and she just flat out ignores it, or even tells the child that it's not happening when it is. And I think that's because so many women are literally stuck in like childhood, like mentally. Like I honestly really believe this, gals. Like, so many women are just like not neurologically their ages, and if they are, they don't really act like it. And it's scary to me because people, I feel like if you have a kid, you should always be prioritizing your kid. And, if your kid tells you something wrong is happening, like, I'm like, you're really that fucking brainwashed that you like can't remove your child from the situation because your relationship with the dude is more important? Like, what?
Also, it's because sort of there's this whole illusion that just because you're a father of a family, somehow you're better. Like the noble patriarch thing is just so disgusting, because what people kind of tend to forget is that marriage sort of protects men from looking bad. It gives them sort of a cover to be doing all the same shit they were doing when they were young, but as married men.
Gives them a false credibility, so that when they are abusers and the wife speaks out, he can say with a stoic face that she's just crazy, and everybody will believe him because he's so rational and calm and narcissistic. And the marriage gives him this ability to portray this false image of a real man who wouldn't lie against his wife. What kind of man would do that? I'm not that kind of man. I would only tell the truth. But really,
especially men with children, like when they have children, somehow people seem to think that they're so different, and it's like, no, nothing different happened to this man. The wife was the one who had the child.
Yeah, I know, literally. All he did was owe her a fucking cup of sugar for her cake, dude.
Yeah.
And he's winning the county fair prize. No.
Yeah. But, I had this friend. Sorry, were you going to say something, Ingrid? Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. I don't know. It's just mothers. I don't know. Like, especially when it comes to teenage daughters, mothers, especially like Hispanic mothers, seem to think that as soon as you're a teen and you've got your period, there's something inherently sexual about you. Like you've got some kind of sexual deviance going on.
Love it.
So, yeah.
I think that also, for that matter, like women, I say this kind of thing all the time. Is like, so if you're like, imagine you're thinking about having a child, and then imagine having that child, and then imagine that child growing up to be a teenager. Are you comfortable talking to him or her about sex? If the answer is yes, go ahead and have a kid. And if the answer is no, just fucking skip it altogether. Like, people cannot, comprehend. They can't communicate properly with their children. and then they just assume whatever bullshit it is that they assume, and then of course bad things happen because there isn't open communication.
That whole mother thing where they believe their their husbands over their daughters is just like a parent version of Not My Nigel.
Basically.
And I
Yeah.
think they know too. Like they really just know. It's like you'd have to be stupid to not know, but it's like Andrew Dworkin said about recognizing that would be like recognizing the blood on your hands as your own.
For sure.
My mom's husband does a whole lot of bullshit. Like a whole lot of bullshit, and she never ever believes. I mean, she doesn't act like she believes me or my sister, even when it's things like my 13-year-old sister walking in on him watching porn of like a teenage body, and my mom just not caring, and me finding a sexy schoolgirl costume in my mom's wardrobe when she has a teenage daughter in the house. What kind of a man? If my 50-year-old husband asked me to dress up like a teenager, I'd be like, yeah.
You'd be like, here are the divorce papers, Nigel.
Yes, dude.
I mean,
fuck that.
I think that, so, yeah, women just like remaining in this state of, arrested development, like remaining in this state of like just being completely 100% loyal to the dick, like on purpose, despite all these messages. I don't know. I think that I'm starting to, like, honestly, gals, I'm starting to believe that like men can like hypnotize you, like being in the presence of a man can like hypnotize you. That's not really a good word for it, but like
it's called narcissistic manipulation and gaslighting.
This gal I used to be friends with who absolutely just demanded on staying with this completely abusive spoo drag, and she lost so many friends. Like, so many of her friends ditched her because she would not leave this guy, and she just had every fucking excuse in the book for this asshole. And I was like flying at a wall. It was like talking to the wall, because she would just always go back to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really toxic. That's also like, what is that called? Stockholm syndrome.
Sure.
Yeah. So like, it's hard to like exist with men because they don't fall in love. They exert narcissistic tendencies to make you see it their way, or see the possibility of goodness in them, but they don't actually perform goodness. They don't actually fall in love with you.
Yeah.
Right?
They just tell you that you're more special than other women.
Yeah.
And people seem to think that that's
true.
A big boon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all the friends I've had who just disappear when she has a boyfriend, and then when she finally decides that she's going to admit that he's lying and treating her like shit, then, oh, you're so gung-ho on hanging out, whatever. And I even did that when I had a boyfriend too. Like, I also like neglected all my friendships basically, and all my friends were like, are you serious? Like, you always put people who treat you like shit before us and blah blah blah. It's not a good thing.
The isolation involved with being in heterosexual relationships is so unnoticeable at first.
Yeah.
Like the isolation that you kind of do to yourself and to your friends creeps in sort of the same way that depression does. Like, the first days you don't notice, and then like a month out from there you're like, Jesus, I haven't talked to my friends in like 3 fucking weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're one and the same.
Coincidence? I think not.
I know, literally.
Yeah, no, now that you're mentioning it, I had this friend, like the first time that happened to me, I was in high school. I think I was like, I don't remember if I was 16 or 17, it doesn't matter. But yeah, this friend of mine she started dating this dude, and like when he would walk in the room, she would literally fucking like stop mid-sentence talking to me as she saw him, and like then just like look at him, and then like he was like 100% of her attention at that point, and she would ignore me like if he came and fucking sat down with us. It was the weirdest shit I had ever seen. It was like, this is some fucking creepy ass, like not even witchcraft, because witchcraft is cool, but this is some like male fucking dignitizing bullshit that I am not.
Oh, I think we have a new term for the dictionary.
Someone else made that up. I didn't make it up. Okay, I don't know where I heard it.
You
But,
know,
Yeah.
me and my adopted sister, we got in a fight one time and we didn't talk to each other for a couple months, and she called me a cunt, and that's when I was like, okay, we need to stop talking for a little bit. Because when she called me a cunt, I was like, wow, that is such like male identified women only, like that is only something that a woman who is a hop would actually say to another woman. And it made me think of this quote from Jermaine Greer from The Whole Woman that when I first read, I was like, oh my god, that's so true. And is it cool with you guys if I read this right now?
yes.
Okay. In the last 30 years, women have acquired the right to use the word fuck in the same senses and context as men do, and they have used it as unthinkingly as they have accepted the notion that nothing is more despicable than to behave like a cunt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yepers.
We're self-policing with the same male-identified words.
Yeah. Yep, dude, yeah. And like, oh my god, just the shit. Me and my sister, we always have fights over makeup and shit because like Kylie's her queen and whatever, and she's just like, no, like it's self-expression and blah blah blah, and we'll go back and forth, and she's like, well, maybe I do it for men, but that's not the point. I'm like, you just said that shit, and I was there. I used to do this shit too. I used to wake up at 4 a.m. before middle school and put on a shit ton of bullshit on my face and straighten my hair out every single day, and then wear my shirt all high.
Wow.
Like, the Hop-ery knew no bounds, dude. And we were all talking earlier about how much money we wasted on being a hop. I can't even think about it right now. I can't.
I
Oh my
think I
God.
would have.
I know.
I can't. If I took you upstairs to my closet right now, okay, like I don't even go in that room anymore because I can't. But like, I literally have like 4 feet high of shoe boxes in my closet of
Dude, I used to like
high heels that have destroyed my feet.
Oh my god, seriously?
Seriously.
What do you mean destroyed your feet?
So like wearing heels shortens your tendons, and also because of like the shape of a lot of shoes that are very constricting, it's caused for some of my bones to kind of overlap on some of my nerves, and it's called, oh hell, I can't think of what it's called, but it's a thing. So like walking sometimes right over the bridge of my foot, the tendon will pull, and it just feels like fire is ripping through the sole of my feet. And I haven't worn heels in years. Like I pretty much am barefoot all the time because I'm home with the kids like since I was pregnant. You know what I mean? That was like 4.5 years ago. But there's that, and like so when I walk, my second toe and my third toe, sometimes when I walk on the ball of my foot, it's like sends shooting pains up the toes and then up my feet, the top of my bridges of my feet into like my ankles, because it's like I said, pressing on the nerves that are being squished by the bone being like pressed into the wrong place from these shoes that were too constricting.
my
Also,
great
like fallen in my shoes. I've like sprained ankles in my high heels. I have
Same.
like worn them in extremely ridiculously cold, stupid Canadian weather.
Same.
Yeah, like it's stupid. It's so stupid. Like
my great grandmother had to have both of her pinky toes amputated because she wore heels so frequently. She like severely mangled her feet. And I don't think her pinky toes were like getting adequate circulation anymore. So she fucking had them removed. And I knew this gal who worked in a shoe store, and she said that she would have women come in all the time who were like middle-aged to like older, who had like legit fucking, you name it, steel plates in their feet from wearing heels, were like using canes because they wore heels too much when they were young, were using fucking walkers because they wore heels too much, and like had foot surgeries like because they had been wearing heels.
My mom wanted to get surgery on purpose to have some bones removed from her second toes to make them shorter so that she could fit into her work high heels better. Luckily, her orthopedic surgeon said, "That's fucking stupid. I'm not doing it for you."
Dude, she should have said she identified as having shorter toes.
Yeah, right. She's fucking trans short-toed.
This is trans short-toed, and she demands her rights. Dude, same. And I honestly, you cannot fucking run away from people when you're wearing that shit. Like, it is insane. The shit that women go through.
I wouldn't just buy these stupid expensive shoes. I would buy these stupid expensive shoes, plus buy insoles, plus buy heel grip, plus buy fucking soles for the underneath made out of rubber so that I wouldn't slip and fall when I was wearing these things. So I had to spend an extra $30 on these fucking $200 fucking stupid shoes that I was only going to wear twice in my life.
Yeah.
We're trying to make them battle heels.
I know.
Yeah, man, like I need to learn how to weaponize them, because I mean, I'm never going to put them on my feet again. And I can't in good conscience sell them to another woman or let anybody else wear them.
I know. When I first started wearing heels, I was kind of trying to do it as like a fashion choice or something. And I wore it to like my ex-boyfriend's house. And the first thing he said to me was, "Step on my dick with those shoes."
No.
Serious?
No. I wish you had.
No.
I know. And I was just so uncomfortable. I was like, what the fuck? I don't think, let's talk about too how women want to say so much like, no, I do it for me, I do it for me, I do it for me. Listen, you don't, like, and it doesn't matter if you fucking think that you do it for you. Men do not think that. Men, period, the end, believe that you do it for them. It doesn't matter if you think that you do it for you.
You know what though? I like literally they're just lying to themselves. What do you do for yourself? You shorten your tendons on purpose for yourself for wearing heels. You choose that. You want that. You know what I mean? Like you want to have your feet crushed and your bones irreparably misplaced because you want, like, you choose that for yourself. You want that. You know what I mean? Like I can't. The girls who say that I choose it for myself and I want it for myself, like, you want to injure yourself. You want to be able to not run away if there's a man trying to chase you and rape you, and he knows that he can get you because you're wearing these stupid fucking heels.
Dude,
like,
sometimes your toe identity doesn't match what you were born with. We have to respect that.
I was going to say something about heels or something. I probably forgot. Anyway.
Is it on a spectrum, Sarah? Do you know?
Yes, bitch. BB, Gucci, Louis Vuitton. Period.
No.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh my God, don't.
I don't really know. I think that... I think that I honestly think that men find women attractive when they're wearing heels, because when you're a woman like standing wearing heels, you actually look like you're lying down, but you're standing up, which makes you look more like a corpse. Like,
It does. It changes the posture of like your spine and everything so that
Yeah.
your ass sticks
you're
out.
literally never in that. That's not a natural position for any woman to have her feet in as she's standing at all. It's 100% unnatural, and I guess men are just attracted to everything unnatural.
Literally though, dude. Okay, as a gay woman, I never. Oh my god, did I just out myself to everyone in this house right now? Oh god. Anyway, as a gay woman, I literally do not find that attractive at all when I see other women doing that. I'm like, it makes me feel so alienated. Like, I feel so uncomfortable around like male identified women, like who are performing. It's fucking weird. Like, Leah, I think you said one time in a live stream you did with Terry where you guys were like saying how it's like a flex for women to be performing femininity around other women.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's like
They think that somehow excuses the behavior. It doesn't. Like the presence of men is all over it, even if you're doing it for a woman.
No, oh my god, literally though, I know. Yeah.
Story time. Let me tell you guys this story about how there was this girl that really, really liked me, right? And then I think she made her move on the night that I was like being a fucking hop. Because apparently I looked that much better when I was being a fucking hop.
Oh.
I'd be like, well, that's not fucking cool.
I'd be like, bullshit. Guess I'll never do this again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And I feel like it's weird because I also feel like, yeah, that's bullshit. For real, that's bullshit. And it's so painful how other women expect you to like truly be like less of your fucking self for them. Come on. But I feel like it's so weird because I found like that a lot of gay women like do not know how to be in a relationship with each other, or like navigate that relationship, and instead they just emulate heterosexuality that we see on like TV and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like makeup being a signifier of like wanting sexual attention. That's because we know how so many like bi girls are saying how like I mean maybe they're bi, I don't know, but like bisexual women always say that they're like, oh my god, like Halsey is so hot, like Halsey's so hot, or like who random ass people like that who are just like totally caricatures of like fucking femininity. You know, it's like why is she hot? Like,
I feel like they probably male attention if they're saying bullshit like, I think this celebrity is hot. They're trying to get in with the males. Lol.
A bit of it is performative lesbianism, which is just disgusting.
You know what? Okay, let's talk about. Okay, I have so much stuff to talk about right now. So my mom's like female socialization of me was very like underhanded, or not. Yeah, I guess it was like subliminal. It was like passive aggressive. So like she didn't. She introduced me to plucking my eyebrows, right? But she didn't want me to shave my legs because she didn't think I needed to. But she introduced me to makeup, and she's the one who introduced me to like blow drying my hair with a round brush and using a curling iron and a flat iron. And she's the one who bought me all these things. But then she would like, I was never womanly enough because I didn't have boobs and a butt. But like, I mean, I've been like, okay, when I started high school, I was 103.5 pounds. And like full term with my biggest baby, who was 9 pounds at birth, I was 154 pounds. And full term with my smallest baby and my smallest pregnancy in total, she was 7 pounds, 2 ounces, and I was 134 pounds. And now I'm 106 pounds like I was before I got pregnant with the 3 kids, right? Like it's just the same. I'm never going to be a big person no matter what, right? But she has always consistently, like, it's like I can hear it in my head every day. Mom has always said that I didn't have a chest and I didn't have a butt and I was always too thin, right? So like I really tried to compensate not so much with makeup, because I didn't really like, I've always kind of worn like mascara, but lipstick was never a thing for me. I never could stand the feeling of like foundation or like
Yeah.
concealer on my
smells
skin.
so bad.
It's all
And
disgusting.
like, yeah, eyeshadow, I have like, what do you call it? Like, I don't know, but like, look at all this, okay? So like eyeshadow, I always look like I fucking got punched in the face. So like, that was never a thing for me. It was mascara, right? But to compensate for this not having the womanly body, back to the heels again, that's what I did. I wore the fucking heels because that's what made me feel like I appeared the most woman-like and compensated for my not woman-like body, right? Because it makes you walk in a way that is portrayed to be womanly, like on the catwalk, right? But nobody walks like that in real life in heels. Most women who walk in heels look like stupid, okay? Like,
Yeah.
No, it's true.
nobody
It's true.
looks like they're comfortable. Nobody looks fluid. Nobody looks like they're fucking enjoying walking.
They
in
look
those
like
heels.
baby giraffes, if I'm honest.
They
Yeah,
do.
right.
They do.
They do. Yeah, it looks
Like,
horrible. And, like, I think that's exactly what like the function of mothers within patriarchy has been, is to like break their daughters' spirits so they can be better members, better hops within patriarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all feel free to get on my case, but I have a real reason why I watch these clips, okay? I sometimes watch Say Yes to the Dress fucking YouTube videos
Hey.
so that I can analyze them and see what's going on within female behavior, okay?
Yeah, hold on.
And
Let me-
for
It's
science.
fucked up. My ex, the one that I was just married to, used to watch Say Yes to the Dress on TLC on TV in the living room religiously. Like
Weird.
every night he had it on, like obsessed. I was like, what the, why are you
That's
watching this? Like, oh,
weird.
it's feel good TV. I'm like, feel good TV? What are you
Dude,
fucking talking about?
That's super odd to me. That's just, I don't know why, whatever, but like, dude, yeah. So on that show constantly, they're all like the women, but they act like they're maybe about 12 most of the time. The women getting the dresses are like, they almost always have their moms with them. And their moms say they're like, this is their fucking excuse. They're like, my mom's really opinionated, but what they mean is their mom is a fucking bitch. Like, their mom will just outrightly be like, wow, you look horrible. That's, your shoulders are way too broad in that dress. Get a different one. Like, these like terrible things. And like, maybe she fucking really liked that dress. Like, the moms make it their job to ensure their own, like, instill their own bodily insecurities or some type of bodily insecurities into their daughters, and it makes me sick. And if you want to fucking watch that shit, just watch any clip of Say Yes to the Dress.
No,
I've watched it
you're right. The
before.
moms kind of also, they try to use the financial aspect of, you know, providing the dress for their daughter as their gift, as a means to narcissistically manipulate them, because these mothers are definitely narcissistic, because they're also trying to live vicariously through them. Otherwise,
Yeah,
why would they give a fuck
yeah.
about what dress they chose? But you know what I mean? It's not even it's like the woman getting married, and every woman who goes and buys one of those dresses is being transferred ownership from, you know, mother to, you know, new owner. You know what I mean? It's
Literally.
creepy, right?
Dude, these moms, they're like more lesbian than like lesbians. Like, why are they obsessed with like boobs and like ass and like all this stupid shit? Like, why?
Their
They're, like,
mothers want
literally-
them to look like living dolls, if I'm very honest. Like, my mother had that kind of fascination with making me look like a doll when I was a kid, because everyone in my family sort of struggled with obesity except for me. And my mom sort of instilled in me that, like, look at you, you have a figure, make sure you keep it. Like, it was always the message. And she really liked to see me in certain clothing that to her made me look like a doll. So
Yeah, I think that a lot of parents just, they don't really think of their children as individuals. They think of their children as their mini-me's.
yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, do we want to read another comment?
Yes. Well, we did cover women ditching their female friends for their boyfriends, and we talked about moms, feminists who insist not my son, boyfriend, husband, dad.
Not my Nigel.
Oh my God. I actually had that happen to me 2 fucking day on the way to take my daughter to her surgery. This person called me and they're like, I'm concerned with like the stuff that you're posting because like, you know, you're coming off really like as like a man hater, and like you have like a brother and a father and, you know, a son and a stepfather and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, but all men are still trash. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, but she thinks she is legitimately scared that like one of these men are going to come and find me. Like, she saw the comments about the like post of that Kobe video I did that I posted on Instagram, and that's why she called me. She's like, she's like, you need to stop because someone's gonna come and kill you. So she's really obviously afraid of men as much as I am, but she's willing to be silenced for it. And I don't know if, I mean, I don't know. Am I stupid for like speaking out? I don't know. Like,
no, you're not at all. She was just trying to put you in check. You weren't performing femininity correctly. You like opened your mouth and had something that wasn't popular, and she was like, "Oh no, oh no."
I think that's why most women who are like male identified do that, because they know, like, that's why women say boys will be boys, because they're like, dude, they're not gonna change. Like, they're just gonna be boys. So either you fucking deal with it, or you become a man hater.
Yeah, I know. I'm a man hater.
I mean, obviously those women who say fucking not my Nigel, not my son, not my husband, not my brother, not my dad, blah blah blah. You know, they're male identified. And here's the question I want to pose to every single fucking one of those women. Imagine that your Nigel, whoever the hell he is to you, was not related to you. He wasn't your husband. He wasn't your brother. He wasn't your father. Imagine this guy was someone you completely didn't know, or maybe he was like your neighbor or your coworker or whatever. Would you like him then? Because like these men that these women trust, who are their fathers, who are their sons, who are their husbands, those men treat them well because of their relation to them.
Yeah.
Do they really respect women overall? Probably not.
Yep.
It's just by virtue of this one's mind, so she's special, but all other women are bitches.
Right.
Why don't we talk about how we help our Hop sisters?
Yeah.
What really happened?
Oh, okay. So I honestly have one suggestion, and otherwise I am stumped right now. So you guys are gonna have to take the lead, because literally my Hop best friend called me yesterday and defended every aspect of her Hop-ery. And okay, so not only did she defend it, but she defended it with like such straw man bullshit that like I was taken aback by how silly she was being. So I was discussing with her specifically heels again, because I'm on this kick right now. I can't let it go. And I was telling her the whole bit about, you know, injuring her feet. And she's like, yeah, but don't you think I take care of my feet because I'm a massage therapist? So don't you think that like every day after I come home from wearing heels all day, I massage my feet and take care of my blah, 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 blah? And I'm like, you think massaging your feet every day it like reverses the effect of wearing heels and causing your foot to be crushed and shortening that tendon? Like, what? Where's the logic? Like, I couldn't believe she was defending it in that way. And then again, the makeup, like, and Botox, and like, the fake eyelashes. Like, she loves it and she does it for herself to make herself feel good. I'm like, yeah, but like, what, you put toxins on your face, like colors that are mined by slaves that makes you feel good about yourself, like injecting like toxic fillers into you, and you don't actually know, like, they don't know what happens to Botox. Like, they know, like, it kind of like dissipates somewhere in your body, but they don't know what happens to it. Like,
Right. It's a guessing game.
yeah,
I
like,
mean, I think that knowing all of the Hop arguments, knowing all of the lib fem arguments for everything, and being able to refute them, I mean, honestly, that'll get you started. But like, if a Hop wants to only be a Hop, then she's only going to be a Hop. And
All hops are
I can't tell you how many times I've talked. I've lost so. First of all, I don't even care. Like, honestly, I am so anti-Hop. I don't even have Hop friends anymore because they're so fucking annoying to me. And I am more than happy to talk you into a corner about you wearing heels, about you wearing fucking adult face paint, slave paint makeup, about you doing bullshit, going out of your way to be an idiot and fucking meet some loser from Tinder or whatever the fuck. I'll tell you that shit to your face. And if you can't handle it and want to cry and shit and be like, oh, but my cage is so pretty, I've decorated it so perfect, like, fuck off. I have no time for you. I lost friends from posting shit on Instagram. I made multiple posts of videos of me talking about how dumb shaving is and how stupid it is to waste money shaving, and I lost a friend from it. And I was like, score. Like, the more friends I can lose for being anti-femininity, being anti-self-harm, dope. Like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
So what was I gonna say? I have an anecdote that just shows you how hoppy this hop fuckery is. So right, I had this friend, right? And I remember once we were just having some conversation about some random topic. And then eventually I started talking about how, like, having eczema and like having had a literal MRSA outbreak and me just wanting to be pretty throughout that whole thing sort of led me to the conclusion that, like, at least my disease was sort of keeping me from being addicted to beauty because I physically just like couldn't do it.
Right. Right.
But otherwise I probably would have been addicted to that kind of stuff. But eventually I just like told her like a single sentence and I was like, I'm not pretty and I'm okay with that. Yeah. And she just like freaked the fuck out and she was like, no, stop saying that. You're really pretty. And I was like, no, like, you literally know I'm not conventionally attractive and most guys are repelled by me. Do you know why?
Yeah, like, I mean, that like the whole like wanting to be pretty, wanting to be beautiful thing is sexist, and lib fems uphold it all the time. You know, like, it's so just honestly, I feel like it's so fucking like elementary school, like even preschool, like maybe even more like toddler, to be like, am I pretty? Am I pretty? Am I pretty? Like, that's just so like, why? You know, you're going to be pretty to some people and you're not going to be pretty to other people. That's not complicated.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I feel like pretty shouldn't really be like, or beauty shouldn't be a concept that is used to describe people, you know? Like, if you think a person's pretty, it's obvious that person's attractive to you. It's not that they're, you know, pretty.
Right.
It's just, but that conversation just sort of revealed to me that beauty's sort of like a religion and they can't imagine a reality where it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Or where it's not significant. And I just like, I was mind blown after that. I kept insisting, but she just couldn't accept the fact that I was saying, so what, the beauty doesn't matter. Like, I'm not beautiful, I'm ugly, and I'm fine with that. And she just couldn't like wrap her mind around that. It was a very exhausting conversation, if I'm being honest.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've had that same fucking conversation so many times, like where you are like arguing over whether somebody's pretty or not, like who's participating in the conversation. It's like, oh my god. Or like, dude, people, I don't know. It's just women always are doing this. It's like my mom even, she's like, oh my god, I look so like ugly and old and blah blah blah. It's like, and then of course you have to be like, no, you don't, like blah blah blah. But it's like, no, you are not 16. Like, you should be proud of that.
Right.
Why would you want to be 16 forever? Like, Jesus.
It's so exhausting to like constantly have to reassure women about their appearance. Like I literally don't do it. If a woman asks me some dumb shit like that, I'm like, I don't know. How would I know? Or whatever. I don't. It's stupid.
And beauty sort of exacerbates any kind of mental illness you might have, because I have some pictures where I'm wearing makeup and I'm like smiling and I'm at a party, and I showed that to someone and they're like, wow, you look really happy there. And I'm like, that was the worst day of my life, psych.
Yeah. No, it's true though. And like you were saying, Ingrid, that the beauty shit is addictive, and it is. Like, I feel like makeup is honestly like a fucking drug, you know, because women put it on and they feel
placebo, though.
They get a rush from looking a certain way. And what I fucking hate so much is Hop say, I wear makeup because it makes me feel more confident. Like, let's deconstruct that fucking phrase, moron.
Yeah.
They never do.
Me feel more confident. 6 words. It makes you feel more confidence. It doesn't make you more confident. It makes you feel more confident while your dumbass is wearing that bullshit. It makes you more self-conscious because you have to wear that mask in order to feel better about yourself. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
And no woman wants to ask herself why. Like, they only want to get to a certain extent so that they don't have to have this intense cognitive dissonance about why they actually wear it, you know? Because when I started pressing on about how Wonder Woman was wearing makeup and Wonder Woman was wearing this and that, they were like, but she just does, and just wanted to end the conversation there. It's like I couldn't ask any further questions after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of circular logic too. It's like makeup is good for women because makeup is good for women. Like, but what?
Right.
Yeah, it's all about a choice. Like, one time in one of Leah's videos, she was like, if a woman goes and sells crack on the corner to kids, does that make it a feminist choice? Like, no, just because a woman's choosing to do something doesn't make it empowering.
No.
Besides, it's highly dubious that she's even choosing to do that.
Exactly. Right. I know. Why?
It's like how much of a fucking choice is it when you've been made to feel inadequate your entire life, and then someone offers you a fucking solution to it?
Yeah.
How much of a choice is that?
The fucking absolute hijinks, like, we aren't even delving in that much into the fucking hijinks that it takes to perform femininity. Like, I cannot even explain the amount of hoops that I jumped through, that I saw my friends jumping through, that I like coerced, or I mean, I guess asked my parents to like spend money on me for like some bullshit Hop-ery. Like, it's insane. And what, all for what? To be sexually assaulted in some 16-year-old's basement, like by 3 guys at the same time. That's for what it was. Like,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know, I'm like, anyway.
I was thinking about how frequently I hear like grown-ass women like trying on clothes saying something looks cute. I mean, like,
True.
cute. I would, like, if I had a romantic partner that, you know, if I were to ever call them cute, it would be about some kind of behavior they were doing. You know, I don't want them, and, you know, if I'm, you know, invested in this person and I really feel that their habit of X, Y, and Z is like endearing or whatever, but I would more like to say like endearing. Cute is a term we use for kids.
Yeah.
That is for children. I don't really think women women should be striving to look cute.
What was I that girl that made a move on me that day when I was being a fucking hop told me that I looked cute, and I was like, oh no.
Dude, yeah. That
I was like, all right, I'm gonna head out.
I know. I feel like, yeah, dude. Yeah. As
that SpongeBob meme for a good 5 minutes, like, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, no, literally. Those like heterosexual antics are not going to work in this situation, dude. No.
I was like, this feels wrong.
Sorry, I forgot. I remembered something. I didn't clap my hands because of what you guys were saying. It's just my brain turned on.
Yeah, what?
I'm sorry. I wanted to say what my suggestion was for kind of maybe not so much fighting Hop-ery, because I don't actually have a good answer for that other than just answering with everything with, like, you know, the facts of how it actually negatively impacts women overall. But I mean, some women are still not going to listen to you. So, like, what else can we do to, like, somehow be pro-woman? But I mean, maybe we can't fight necessarily the hops that insist on remaining hops. So I mentioned something that I wanted to do a podcast on, and Sarah said that this could be an answer to that, and that would be to choose female everything, female, like, medical care providers within, like, dentistry and surgery and like naturopaths and, like, massage therapists, obviously midwifery, doulas, like abortion services, you know. And if you do have to be a hop, make sure you go to a female hop service provider.
Literally.
Because you don't want to line the pockets of a man.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, try to definitely stay away from, like, big chains, because big chains are definitely never ever female run or operated and owned.
Wait,
and
except for Nikki Tutorials makeup line.
What are you doing it to me? Oh my god.
That one's definitely female empowerment.
Oh my god. Yeah. So that's my suggestion to those to those women who really want to insist on, you know, sticking with this oppression form. Give them another way to support women, and suggest that they choose to employ other women and support other women and give other women their women dollars, and avoid giving their women dollars to men.
I think that's a great idea, and I think that we should try to do that whenever possible. I kind of wanted to make another suggestion about just, like, changing folks' minds. I think that one thing that's so important to do is just show up. Like, I honestly know that, like, y'all know that I'm hairy. Like, I don't shave ever, and I never would. Literally me showing up in a bikini in anywhere that is with swimsuits is a big deal. Like, I know when women see me, it's a big deal for them, but, like, you can be an example, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Women examples.
Dude, I went to this water park with my sister last summer, and bush out.
Yeah.
And we were, like, standing in line for this water slide, and all these teeny bopper girls were, like, clearly talking about it and, like, whispering to each other. And I was kind of just like, but, you know, they're gonna, like, remember that. At least they were, like, fucking noticing it, you know? It's like, yeah, I'm out here. I'm out here.
Yeah, I've made a conscious effort with swimwear to buy one pieces
Yes.
Because I'm so sick of like, okay, for the longest time as a child, even I would wear the biggest t-shirt I could find that would cover me from like, my neck to my knees.
Oh my god, my sister
And
does that.
I would swim in that t-shirt over my bathing suit. And then for a while, I guess I kind of like lived my hop life and I wore the bikinis. Between like after having Luca and before having the girls, and since getting pregnant with maybe the year before I got pregnant with Leilani, I have definitely only purchased and worn full piece bathing suits, because it's just, what do I have to make myself like, okay, I can't dive into a pool. I can't jump off a diving board or off of a rope or like play with my kids because I'm afraid my boobs or my butt's going to fall out because I'm not wearing a bathing suit that's going to cover me, because I want to look good for who? Like, what's the fucking point?
For you. You want to look good for you.
I love the fact. I love the fact that my non-existent boobs and my butt and my vagina could fully just fall out of stupid little flimsy bathing suit.
Dude, and they literally do. The amount of times it's happened to me and to other people I see at the swimming pool where their bikini comes off, it's absurd.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like little tiny girls wearing bikinis.
We should. I really prefer to go topless, honestly, which is legal in Oregon. But they're designed for like tanning. They're not designed. They're designed for like lounging about. They're not fucking designed.
Forget that. My girls' bathing suits are from their neck to their wrists.
They're wetsuits.
And their shorts down to between their thighs, between their hip and their knee. It's almost like a diving suit.
Yes.
I'm glad there's like so many fucking children's bathing suits. They're specifically for girls, are just so skimpy.
The severity of the burns that can occur to, like, especially my kids, we have, even though my daughters look like they're much darker than me, I'm extremely fair, and my son is like same as me, he's a little bit darker, but he tans up to be the same kind of tone as my daughters in the summer. But he went away with a friend of his for I guess 4 or 5 days to a trailer of just 45 minutes out from here. And one day he didn't put sunscreen on, and he put on After Sun by accident, and he got 2nd-degree burns on his thighs from the sun. And it's like, I make him wear a rash guard too, like I said, neck to sleeves, like fully like covered. Like, I don't, like, if I was there, obviously that wouldn't have happened, but I wasn't there. And like, even at that, you know what I mean? Like, what do you want to risk that for? Do you know what I mean? Like, forget your boob falling out of your ass showing. Like, why do you want to risk singeing your skin off?
True.
You know what I mean? When you have the opportunity to protect yourself, and I don't know.
Gals, I really, really want to tell you this. That just reminded me. Speaking of like telling other women, like trying to, clue them in to maybe like not doing hot things. I had this friend. This was like 10 years ago, and I was staying with her for a few days, and I'm quite fair myself. Like I'm literally always wearing a fucking denim jacket in the middle of the summer in the sun because I want to cover myself and I don't want to fucking pay for expensive sunscreen. I'm wearing a hat, I'm wearing sunglasses. Like, I'll wear a little bit of sunscreen, but like I cover the fuck up. And I also have more than 50 moles, which means I'm at risk for developing skin cancer, which means I'm at higher risk for developing skin cancer. So this gal I was friends with was What?
If you have moles?
If you have more than 50 moles, you're at higher risk of developing skin cancer.
Did you say 15 or 50? 50. Okay.
But that's concerning for me. I have 7 on my face just alone.
So a gal I was staying with, I noticed she would never put sunscreen on, never wear a hat, never cover up, be in the sun all fucking day, every day, and just cook. And she'd be like red every day. And I was like, girl, you gotta start wearing sunscreen. You gotta cover up like me. You gotta wear a hat or something. Like, you're burning. Like, it's bad. I see it. And she was
How did she not feel it? How is she not in severe pain?
She had like, she was fairer than me. She had red hair. And I was like, you gotta do that stuff. And she was like, She was like a fucking Fox News, like aficionado, and she was like, "Oh no, it's not as bad as you think." And I was like, "No, it is. Like you're burning. It's bad. I'm telling you. Like this is not good for you." And she's like, "No. It's really not as bad as you think." So it was clear to me that I was getting nowhere with her. Guess who got skin cancer at 23?
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So like these women who are doing these really unhealthy things like shaving and putting on makeup that you can okay, gals, do you know that most lipsticks has lead in it?
Yeah.
So what you always, if you wear a lipstick, you will always ingest it.
Mm-hmm.
And lead is a neurotoxin.
Mm-hmm.
So like that is not good.
Nope.
Like tell women you know this. Tell women who wear makeup this. Like it's such fucking bullshit. And it's serious. Like okay, I feel like I'm getting off topic, but just being the example of the woman who doesn't wear makeup, who's against makeup, who refuses to wear makeup, who will tell you why it's wrong, is good. Be that. Be that.
My advice for women to stop their hop-fuckery, if you're so attached to wearing makeup that you don't think you'll be able to stop cold turkey, then I suggest substituting stuff out slowly if you have to. Swapping out lipstick for like colored chapstick, or not wearing mascara one day and wearing one less item of makeup each time that you do it. And maybe it'll be a consolation if you take a lot extra care of your face, so that you feel more comfortable having your face bare instead of having to make your skin tone look even or make your skin look healthier. Like you can make it look healthier by just having it be healthy instead of covering it. Mm-hmm. So I just suggest like really becoming healthy, just taking really good care of your face so that you don't feel the need to cover it. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever read 17 magazine?
I tried. I couldn't get into
Unfortunately.
I was young. My mom fed me those magazines like it was lead. Oh my God, so special. Like she would it was such a treat for my mom to give me these magazines, and I would read this shit, and I was like, I don't really understand why I'm reading these fucking weird magazines. Like, I don't identify with anything that I'm reading. It makes me feel fucked up and strange.
It's okay. I just remember this one time specifically where like this gal wrote in and she was like, I'm getting into makeup and I have freckles, but I don't want to cover them up. Like, I'm proud of my freckles. Like, how can I wear makeup with freckles? And there was this whole like instructional bullshit, like blah blah blah, you can do this, like just fucking show your freckles. Like, who cares? Oh my god, so dumb.
I don't know, it's all about just trying to find ways to be more comfortable accepting patriarchy, and that's something that we need to stop. Like, it's just stop putting fucking insoles in your heels, just don't wear them.
Dude, it's like when Young Turf said makeup is all about self-harm, self-hate. Femininity is about self-harm, self-hate. I was like, damn, true. Fucking answer to that freckle thing is you can't wear makeup and be proud, period. Like, everyone wants to act like wearing makeup doesn't make you stupid or docile or ignorant, but it like literally does, though.
It does.
Just like all men want you to be.
It does. It cancels the experience of like being human. You can't imagine the amount of times that I was out having fun with friends or something, and I had a full face of makeup on, and I was like laughing until I had tears, and I couldn't even touch my eyes.
Yeah.
And it's like it just took out of the moment that I was just trying to fucking enjoy.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's also okay when I was leaving. So the surgery was downtown Toronto. So it's obviously it was like 45 minutes away, but during rush hour it took us like 2 hours to get home. But anyways, um, watching everybody walk because like downtown Toronto is like a walking town, like a walking city, right? Like everybody lives and works within walking distance because there's no parking. So, um, so everybody is walking around, right? And I'm just seeing like just like hordes of like just like ordinary, you know, mostly overweight, ugly, not good looking men.
Yeah.
And all these women who are like dressed to the nines and their hair is done, but they're also like carrying a stupid purse and like on top of their work bag. And dudes are just walking around with their stupid faces and their wallet in their ass because their pockets are fucking big enough.
Yeah.
And like not doing a thing, not doing a lick to try to appear appealing to anybody, right? Like maybe they have their haircut, maybe. But even
Right.
at that, like most of them don't even bother like grooming like facial hair anymore. Like it's I know how we are so like we have such a debt to society to perform femininity, but men can just get away with just being themselves. But then that's somehow not dehumanizing. Like the fact that men don't have to wear a mask to go out in public and they're just accepted the way they are is just normal. And the fact that we can't do that, like, why shouldn't we just be able to walk out of the house and be accepted as, why do we have to be judged for everything? And why is there, like, not just judged, but like, how come our looks are consistently associated with sex? Like,
Because women refuse to see themselves as anything but sex objects to men. Like, sorry, like that's how it is. And women
that's all we are to them. We have to acknowledge that. We have to move away from men because they're
Right.
never gonna love us. Really.
Yeah.
Women have to accept themselves, period. And
Yeah.
no woman is going to do that wearing makeup. And I feel like you know, a humongous probably a big reason why so many women wear makeup is because so many women already wear makeup, like they're just conforming. And I also, and the thing about fucking makeup is like all of it looks the same. Like whatever like trendy, you know, makeup style is hot at the moment.
Yeah.
All women who wear makeup are doing their makeup that way.
Yeah.
And it's like, so y'all want to all look the same, but like, and it's very like confusing as fuck to like all women, and they don't even realize it.
Dude, they're trying to all look like the one perfect woman who doesn't exist.
Yeah. It's also very reflective of whatever's hot at the moment or whatever like race of women is being exoticized at the moment. Like at the moment right now, it's mostly Black women who are being fetishized because it's like people talking about how like overline your lips and make your skin tanner, and it's just like it has a big impact, especially on me, because like Hispanic women are super exoticized, and I'm supposed to be serving looks and be the spicy Hispanic chick. Like,
I'm supposed to be serving looks. Shut up.
Supposed to be the spicy Hispanic woman, you know, and I'm out here with a fucking fuckboy haircut wearing it better than these dudes. Like,
yeah, I mean, what's fucking weird to me is like white people or like fairer skinned people are like always trying to get tan, but then people who aren't white and are brown or just darker complexion are like always trying to get whiter. Yeah. Like it's really fucking, it's just you, like you can't be what you are. The end. You have to try to be something.
It's purely a mechanism of capitalism. Like it's just a way to get everybody to try to pay to be something that they're not.
Right.
Nobody is satisfactory, so everybody has to buy a product to try to be satisfactory. So if you're not dark enough, then you have to buy this. If you're not light enough, then you have to buy this. Like nobody's good enough because there's no real, like you said, like beauty is like a concept. It's not reality, right? Like, it's what one person can literally view as like super attractive and really appealing to look at. Another person can find the polar opposite, but you know what I mean? It's not based on anything. It's based on how your brain perceives the symmetry of the other person's face. Like, it's not actually based on, like, I don't know.
Right, but also like women can't, because women are not invested in reality if they're wearing makeup, they cannot be invested in the progress of women as a social class.
No,
Like,
you can't.
you can't. You just literally can't. And also the
If you wear makeup.
right. But the fact that like women are wearing makeup and conforming, like I just said, like that means they're not invested in reality. The fact of the matter is we all look different, and we're all different women. We're all different people, and we have to accept that fact. And like, if we accept that fact, maybe we can fucking create solidarity one day and actually get something done.
Yeah.
Thanks, y'all. What, Ingrid?
A big comment for the hops. You can't buy self-love. If it costs you dollars, it's not self-love. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, spend your woman dollars somewhere else, honestly. Like,
On a house.
yeah.
Well, final thoughts?
I have a final question for the people out there still doing Hop-ery. Do you really think men feel this need to be sexy? Just put that out there.
I know, I agree. That's crazy.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, no, they totally don't.
They don't. Yeah, period. They don't. Like, what do you guys think that we should talk about next time?
Did you
I
guys,
forgot.
so there's another comment from the last video that had one less like than this one.
Oh,
If you want to check that out.
Oh,
the
yeah.
female and male socialization in childhood.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Okay,
a good,
yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
we could do that.
I want to
But
say
also, I wanted to, like, should we suggest maybe trying to get a guest on next week, or doing that topic? So maybe we should get a vote in the comments.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because
The comments that we have with the next most like votes from the last video, and you can either choose that, or you can write in the comments like if you want us to try to get a guest on, and then from there we'll go about contacting
yeah.
some ladies.
Yes,
What-
because we have some people in mind. And I
What
want to
were
say, I want to shout out the YouTube channel To The Root, because they just recently started posting videos, and I love their videos.
Oh, they're great. I love them so much.
Yeah.
Cool. I haven't even watched this. Sounds great.
They're, like, hashtag relationship goals.
Yes, I love how
Honestly,
they do their reviews of like modern media. I love that, and I love how they do like videos about Women's March and stuff. It's cool. They have good content.
Awesome.
They went straight to one of my videos and they were like, not only do you have fire points, but you got an ASMR voice. And I was like, oh, thanks.
Wait, that was them? Oh my god.
That was them. Yeah, they said they were like, I think like the fourth couple of people that have told me that I have an ASMR voice, and I'm like, it's better from you.
What was I gonna say quickly? It was about To The Root. Ingrid, the comment, ASMR voice. Oh yeah, vote yes in the comment section if you think Ingrid should do an ASMR channel.
I got it.
But yeah, and I guess I don't really have anything else to say. Anybody else have anything else? We good to go?
Thank you for another great episode, gals.
Yes.
This is I love this.
Yeah.
Me
same.
too. Yes. Thanks, y'all. You're great.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
We'll see you
So
next
thank you to the people for watching and tuning in. It's always cool to see how many women actually watch our video. It's amazing. So.
Yeah, same.
Oh, hey, also, we're like almost at 200 subscribers. Like, I think we're gonna make it overnight. We're at like 160 something, and like we had just posted our first video a week. So yeah,
That's
thanks for being here with us.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.